Hi guys, 23rd episode of Suit Yourself, and it's Jordan.
Yeah, and Michał.
Yeah, and we don't have any guests right now, but we just have this, very Christian sandals.
Yes, that's right.
Fisherman
You want to look
sandals.
like Jesus is the theme of this episode.
Yeah, but I mean, the theme of the subject of this episode is trends for spring and summer
Yeah.
2025.
Yeah, interesting one. Because to be honest, I feel it's becoming more and more difficult actually to see trends appearing. You know, it's not as clear
Because
as it used to
in
be.
menswear everything happens very slowly.
Yeah, that's true.
You have like this, like maybe color of the year or something, but I wouldn't say that we have some like very visible
clear.
trends.
Yeah, exactly. Because and we were talking off camera about this old trend. So, for example, I was also talking about this. We're remembering the old times, like 20 years ago. We were wearing those streetwear with those Pumas, you know,
Yeah.
and things like this. And they were every year. They were like this big trend on shoes, and we were following it a bit blindly. But
it was
then,
streetwear. In fast
Exactly.
fashion, you have fast
but
trends.
the menswear was not as big as it was becoming something slowly, but now it became something that is way much more present, and there's been a lot of brands that reappeared in this topic, and now people can express a bit more themselves. So I think the trends actually slowed down. There's not so much big trends anymore, and there's a bit more everyone express themselves in a different way. So it's a bit difficult.
You have different
find.
ways that you can express yourself.
Exactly.
Because when in like a more casual, there's more street style actually.
Yeah.
In even in menswear, you have those Western style like Scolare guys. Yeah, check it out.
Yeah.
It's Western shirts, Western suits. You have more relaxed outfits because, for example, 10 years ago, trousers were more tailored. Tailored. It's a wrong word. They were slimmer.
Slim. Yeah, exactly.
Slimmer.
Yeah, no, but and I feel that it's. I mean, yeah, every year you have this. I heard that this year there was some yellow that was quite trendy.
Yeah, exactly.
But
I even had a yellow Western shirt last year.
But that's very nice. But I think it's a bit on the margin. It's not as strong as it used to be. You know, there was like, this is the color, or this is the shoe that you need to have and combine. And now it's a bit more like, there's some colors that are peaking a bit. There's some interest on I don't know, linen is coming back.
Boat shoes are back.
Yeah, boat shoes.
Different style
because launched the boat shoes recently. So,
I have boat shoes today as well.
Yeah, there's some interest around them, but I mean, it's more like we are. Yeah, it's just rediscovering.
It's not revolution; it's an evolution.
Yeah, exactly.
But more like Western shirts. You have a Western shirt, more like workwear.
That's
workwear
my
shirts.
preferred way. I mean, I think like when you are a bit casual, like core jackets and things like that. But I prefer I realize the Western attitude, and it's not really because I am like I love so much Americans or anything like this, or like fantasizing American wear. It's just that I feel that it's rugged, you know. It's gonna hold on to times, and it's gonna. I can keep wearing them off, and it's
dress down, maybe some more formal outfits.
Yeah. It feels good on your shoulders, and I think that's more and more what directs people to wear clothes. Like they just feel good in what they are wearing, and maybe we are aging also, you know. Like there's this thing that when you are 20 years old, you want to wear the thing that will make you look cool, and when you are 30...
But Western shirts make you look cool, especially Scolare.
Exactly. No, but they do. But when you're 30, you know how to look cool with things that you actually enjoy wearing. Yeah.
You know what I like in Western shirts and this like more rugged workwear?
Yeah.
That the fabrics are very, very thick.
Yeah, exactly.
They are easy to iron, and I love the like how we call it, the pins, pins.
Yeah, the buttons.
The buttons.
Yeah, they're so easy.
Yeah, just easy to open, easy to close, and it's like a jewelry also.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but that's where they are coming from. I wrote an article for Western shirts, so I know all about their origins and how they came. And actually, some Polish guys influenced the first embroidery on the American shirts.
Really?
Yeah. Some guys coming from Poland went in America and they embroidered some pattern.
Yeah,
and they become
because
famous.
it's very like Polish tradition
Exactly.
to have
Some
like
roses.
those. Yeah,
Exactly. And that's part of the influence of the Western shirts, actually. So those
That's
shirts,
interesting.
yeah,
I
it's a
didn't know
big
that.
mix of.
I should do that on my shirts.
Yeah, that would be very cool. And it's actually those Western shirts are a big mix of cultural influence from Europe, from the Indians that were there, and from the colonialists that were coming, and also they needed to be efficient because you needed to wear them to take care of the cows or whatever animals that you had to take care of. So they were also not only pretty, but they were also convenient. So I think that this mix makes the perfect clothes. That's why we are always influenced by military garments also, because they are like this.
They had a function.
Exactly.
And I feel like the trends right now are that the fits are looser, more comfortable, more like for people, not to look like a I don't know, like a Barbie or something, or like Ken.
Yeah, they're functional.
Yeah, it's just more comfortable.
Yeah.
Wider pants, like knitted polos. It's just comfortable.
Yeah. And I think it's because COVID actually influenced a lot menswear. And I remember that when COVID happened, everyone was like, it's gonna damage menswear. But actually, like any big things, it doesn't damage it. It makes things evaluate. It's exactly what you said.
We don't wear ties anymore, pocket squares.
Yeah, not so much. But I would say also for this, ties are quite convenient in winter because they keep you warmer. You are warmer with a nice tie, with a cashmere tie. It keeps the warm a bit better. During summer, it's maybe better to be a bit more relaxed. But if we learn something from COVID is like, it's not that we don't want to look good, and that's what everyone was.
We just want to feel comfortable.
Exactly, we want to feel comfortable, and I'm sorry, but you can wear suits and be super comfortable. I spend my whole days talking about this with customers. Wearing a suit doesn't mean that you're uncomfortable.
Just
it's the other way
needs to
around.
be more looser.
Yeah, exactly. But it's. I mean, all this is tailoring. You can look neat and sharp and have something that silhouettes you in a nice way. It's not tight, but silhouettes you. It's like completely different thing. And still be super comfortable in your clothes. I have no pulling whatsoever, nothing that is stretching or anything, and it's garments that you will wear long run, but that actually protects you, that actually makes you feel cool when it's warm, or make you warm when it's chilly outside. So, that's the principle of wearing clothes.
I mean,
it's about enjoying it,
We're not thinking about suit, that it's like some kind of uniform that you need to wear a suit at work.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just you can wear like denim jacket, but you can wear a suit jacket as well.
Yeah.
It just will keep you warm. It just looks differently.
Yeah.
More maybe stylish, different style. But I mean, like 10 years ago, when you wore a suit, you needed to like tuck in your stomach. You couldn't breathe because everything was just so close to your body.
Exactly. And it looks very bad, and some people started feeling, I'm looking slimmer if I have something super tight. No, you don't. You just look weird.
I mean, I don't know. Like I feel like it was a bit of a cosplay also.
Yeah.
It's still like when you see the old pictures, photographs from P.T. Uomo, for example. A lot of pictures were taken of those people that wore hats, a lot of accessories.
Yeah, absolutely.
And right now you can just wear a suit, a shirt and it's a statement. It makes you feel comfortable. You look confident because you don't need to watch out that maybe you will sit and your belly will just be visible, because it's just comfortable. Like I feel like clothes, even those menswear elegant clothes, are made for people.
And I think it's two things. I think it's in the trends. I think we are seeing more suits, full suits, as we were seeing more extravagant things and more mismatching before. So it's a bit the comeback to basics. And also, it's a lot coming from the personality of people. I think that PT was taken over 15 years ago and so on by people that were just models. And now there's more and more actual people, a lot of influencers and so on, but that are actual people. You know, they have an actual life, they have an actual taste, and they are going there in a way more relaxed way. And so they are more themselves, and they are not so extravagant in their
And I also feel like we wear less like fabrics that are so not colorful, but with some kind of patterns.
Yeah.
We wear less like checks.
Yeah.
Maybe solid colors.
Yeah.
With slight like small patterns, not so visible. That it's not like too much. That you look at a person, and it looks like a, I don't know, Christmas tree.
Exactly.
It's just so easy, like basic colors. Less accessories.
Exactly.
Like one thing that makes the statement, if it's a suit, it's a solid color, but maybe some nice shirt without like pocket square, without a tie. And even like some things that are made to make you feel comfortable, like for example sandals, fisherman sandals. Like 10 years ago, no, it was okay, those are very special because of this espadrillos, but you can also wear on a fisherman sandals on a leather sole. Sandals with a suit, it was a big no-no, and right now, why not?
Who gives a damn at the end of the day? You know, it's like, and also it's because no one is really wearing those garments and suits in such a traditional way anymore that we don't care anymore.
No, we don't. You don't need to wear a suit at work. Okay, maybe if you work at a bank, at a customer service, then you need to, and you cannot wear sandals. But if you wear a suit just because you like to wear a suit. Then it's baseball caps, for example.
Exactly.
Like I don't know. You wear a lot of rings. You can wear even a T-shirt, a wife beater.
Exactly, but it's that's the thing. It is myself. You know, I don't feel that I'm wearing those things because I'm always wearing them. I'm always wearing the same watch or the same rings because they are me. You know, and I think that more and more people are also like this. They are a bit more genuine with what they are wearing. It's about themselves, you know. So that makes things, I would say, maybe that's the trend, actually. That's the trend, is that people are a bit more themselves nowadays.
I mean, I think like, menswear, like everything just is more mature. Because maybe 10 years ago, the menswear trends were back and people were like, wow, side adjusters, no belt, braces. People, okay, you can wear braces.
They were fighting on the size of your cuffs.
Yes.
Like 5 centimeters.
5 centimeters. You look like, wow. Oh, geez. Like, okay, right now, side adjusters, go with side adjusters if you want to have this clean look.
Yeah, exactly.
Go with a belt if you don't want to.
Exactly. There's less strong opinions about things, which is good. I know that, and now there's a lot of people that are joking about it. They're a bit ironical on the little amount of people that keeps being super stiff about everything. You know, it's like Claire, actually. She makes a lot of very funny content about those guys, like No Bronze in Towns, with those guys that are their minds are blown away when people are going against the rules. And she's playing a bit with that and the humor is about there's rules for certain reasons, so it's nice to have a bit of wider cuts and a bit of space in your clothes, but also it's like let's be chill about it.
Like for example, I don't know, maybe shirts with pockets. Oh no, you cannot wear a shirt with pockets on the chest because
Why?
it's informal. Why? You just wear it. If you want to have this look of like accountant, I'm an accountant. I would like to have a pocket here.
Do you
You
want to
have,
have
yeah,
the pants
calculator,
also and the pen,
calculator.
that are dripping
Yeah,
and
you
make a
said
stain?
that you have the pen, but or like maybe shirts with short sleeves, short
Yeah,
sleeved
yeah,
shirts. Why not?
yeah. And there
It's
is
cool. Like
the
Hawaiian shirts, just wear it. Just go. Just check it. Suit with Vans, with sneakers.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
with Vans maybe, but not with the like, those white sneakers because it's
No,
just
then it's a bit.
repetitive.
Yeah, it's been too much of them. And it's a bit clone. But yeah, I've been wearing a bit those Vans actually, and I didn't really overthink about it. And then I was just wearing them. But that's what we were talking about the other day. It's when you are wearing this type of bit disruptive things, it's nice when it makes sense with your story. Me, I've been skating when I was younger, so yeah, I was wearing skating shoes, and I keep wearing them. Sometimes just because I like it, it's an habit, and they still look nice. All the shoes that we used to wear 20 years ago, like those Pumas that I was mentioning, or I remember I had those Levi yellow with navy blue stripes, a bit like because it was the Kill Bill trend.
Ah, yeah,
I wouldn't wear
yeah.
those kind of shoes anymore.
Yeah, but it was different culture. It was like clubbing culture, house music, and I remember those days.
I remember
Yeah.
that once I had full white outfit and I felt very fresh, and I had those glasses that were green or greenish. I looked like Bono.
Oakley, maybe.
No, I don't know. No, I stole them from my mother because I thought they looked cool, and I looked like Bono. And I remember, I was in a skate park hanging with my friends, and I felt I was super fresh, and I went to this girl. And my friend were talking to a girl, and I went to her. And when I arrived, my friend, they were like, when she saw me arriving, she said, "Oh no, not this guy."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, I
I went
remember
too
those
far.
those Pumas. Fast cut, I think they called fast cut or something.
Okay. I don't remember the
Pumas,
names.
wider trousers, chain from the back pocket to the front pocket, or maybe like this, like this sleeve that you should have like maybe your entry card to the job,
Okay.
like Mastercard or something with like with like a merch thing, and then a very tight t-shirt with this colorful ribbon here,
My God.
and yeah, Oakley sunglasses. Yeah, that
Cool.
was
I
it.
had those Oakley
Yeah.
sunglasses because so I was when I was a kid, I was reading the comics, but the original comics, like X-Men and all. I had the actual, because my father was a collector, so he had the actual number ones and all the collections. So I was reading them all, and my favorite character was Cyclops, and he had those glasses. Then they made those movies, and I was wow, so fresh, and I was using them like the red one. We looked like
Yeah, trends in streetwear are more visible
yeah,
than
exactly.
in menswear.
They are trying to make this comeback these days, but it
Those
doesn't.
trends, yeah,
It doesn't
yeah,
really
like
work.
90s, early 2000s, we have it. I hope that those like hair gel
Oh yeah.
on they're not coming back.
Yeah,
um,
they just look bad, and I don't know. It was
yeah, like old pictures of David Beckham.
yeah, exactly. And you had those so those I don't know what was the name in English. In French, it was requin, so it's a shark. Those Nike, and they came back now, and I don't know. I left I mean, what it gave me is actually an appeal for aesthetic, and also to have something that is different. And I remember back in the days, just to have this pair of shoes, I was calling all the big cities around me to know if they had it. And once I was finding one, I was like, okay, keep size for me, I'm coming. And I was like driving, so there was this thing. Now you just buy things online, but 20 years ago, no, you went there and you found the only pieces that was there, and now it doesn't exist. So you had this enthusiasm for something, you know, like you were excited to get something. It was difficult to get it, and then you were the only fresh guy to have this thing in the neighborhood.
That's pretty cool in menswear that you can just design the clothes.
Yeah, that's new also, because before you just had to deal with what was given to you. Now you can design more.
You
and
could
more.
go to a tailor, but
Taylor were
expensive.
dying 20 years ago. They were disappearing one after another.
20 years ago, yeah, but
even 30 years ago.
they are still like dying right now. There are not so many tailors, but and it's expensive.
It is. Yeah.
But I feel like sometimes it's really hard to find a tailor that has the vibe that you want to have with your clothes. Because if it's made to measure, you can just, okay, I wanted this and that. And when it's a tailor, they have their specific style. And it's really hard to say them, no, make it looser. No, they want to have this like tight.
That's the thing. When you go to some good made to measure, you can really have something that, I mean, of course, there's some limitations, but you can still have something that goes towards you. But when you go to a bespoke tailor, you need to wear what he's making for you. You don't decide. He has like all his life of craftsmanship.
You can decide, but it's hard just to.
It's very on the margin, to be honest. At the end of the day, I've been working with bespoke atelier, and I've encountered a lot of people that are going there, and they know that when they go there, they don't really decide too much. I mean, of course, they have certain choice on the fabrics, and they say, okay, I want to wear it more like this or more like that. But then it's the craftsman that tells you, all right, then I know how I'm going to make it for you. I decide, because, and at the end of the day, you don't really have the final word. So it's a bit, which is very nice in a certain way, because you are I mean, you don't go to Ferrari to say, I want the Ferrari to be like this. You go to Ferrari because you are buying the brand also, you know.
Like in the beginning, actually, you could buy just the chassis and the engine and go to like carrozzeria company to make the
but you know the stories
shell.
about Enzo Ferrari, when they know that some guys were modifying the thing. They were taking back the car and they were not giving them back because he was refusing that they do this, you know. So it's like when you are a craftsman and when you have a lot of experience, I can understand you don't want them to touch your thing and you need to wear them the way they are. Otherwise, you go somewhere else, you know. If you want a Ferrari, you want a Ferrari. If you want to this bespoke tailor, then you want him. And so you don't really have the choice at the end of the day when you are wearing bespoke. When you're wearing made-to-measure, that's the strength of made-to-measure, of a good made-to-measure. You have access to the same quality of fabric. You can have excellent made, but you also can have something that is a bit more personalized, a bit more towards you. But there's also a limit to that, because if you don't limit, first of all, people will just be drawn by the option. And also, at the end of the day, it's not a necessity to have so much option, to be honest.
Like there are some like Turkish tailors or made-to-measure services that you can have a suit on like closed on a one button, or like with a belt or something very fancy.
I have seen also some Milanese that could have all the craziest shape that you can imagine.
Why? I mean, okay, I ordered a Western suit.
Yeah.
With Western yoke on the back, but it's just this one thing.
Yeah, it's different. It's Western. It's the Western aesthetic that you are trying to match.
It's just this one thing. Yeah, and it's enough.
Yeah, exactly. No, but
not so fancy, strange things that I don't know. Like for example, those wedding suits.
Yeah, exactly.
Horrible.
They always want to go for something crazy, and then you make them realize that it's not about being crazy in what you're wearing, because at the end of the day, it's always the same thing that looks good. And it's always what is going to make things look good in your wedding is that you prepare things nicely, that you are happy and everyone is happy.
And you can use it after.
Exactly. And when you're wearing clothes, it's about you. If you're a blank page and if you have nothing to give to people, it doesn't matter if you wear the most awesome outfit that makes you look like Alain Delon. You are not Alain Delon, you know. So
no.
At the end of the day, no one will be excited to talk with you and things like this, you know. So you can wear simple stuff, and look very awesome because you are just an awesome dude, you know. And I would say that's
the famous picture of Mick Jagger sitting on a sofa and Alain Delon talking with some girl, and Mick Jagger is in the fancy flamboyant clothes and just sitting alone like an introvert, and Alain Delon in a simple suit just flirting with some girl.
I've learned some crazy stories about Mick Jagger that are not very known actually, because Mick Jagger has been in maybe I shouldn't. I will censor myself. I won't say everything, but he was he was this fancy, extravagant guy. But he has been in some crazy parties I think it was in Morocco, things like this, with crazy people, and he was not so fancy.
No,
that's the back door of, if I may say, without any pun, but it's the back door of the fanciness. It's because all those guys, they were on drugs all the time, partying, but then in the morning it's not very pretty the way you look. So yeah, I would say it's about being genuine. It's about the reality. When you make a cool outfit, be a cool guy, because if you are not cool, it's not worth buying such a cool outfit, to be honest. And that's what we are getting back to more and more. It's about being genuine. And we are soon going to PT, and we keep talking about it. But I'm looking forward to meet those people in real life, to see who is real, who is like the way they are. So yeah, no, it's about being genuine, and we often talk about this with this guy. We became friends along the months. In this past months, he used to be a big influencer. Then he left things a bit on the side, and now he is coming back with his new page, Du Chien. So he's French, but he sometimes make content in different language. His name is Stefan Butchewski, I think.
Oh, is he of Polish descent?
Yeah. But I don't know if he has some lot of connection with Polish culture, potentially actually. But he made this brand back in the years, like maybe 5 years or 10 years ago, shirt brand Butice, and that was very interesting, Napolitan style shirts. So this guy is very cool, and he is very genuine, and he's like trying to fight a bit this people that are a bit fake and so on, and and we have a lot of talks about this, about being genuine in your life. I mean, we are having real life. We are getting jobs. We are working a lot, and he is also working a lot. And we have like a bit rugged or more genuine, also not only behavior but also feeling about certain things, and that we are wearing also what we are. So
we are not just drinking Negroni, look great, and we are sitting in a cafe at Amalfi Coast. No, it's not the life.
Apparently
because
we are not just fake.
Because sometimes I follow some influencers, and they just look good, they smell good, and they make this like Italian gesture, drink Negroni or espresso with like this circling with a spoon.
But so boring, It's like
I don't know. Like I'm going to work every day, training.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes I'm wearing just jeans and a t-shirt.
Exactly. Yeah, and sometimes we think things on clothes, on life. We have attitudes that not everyone will like. That is not to everyone's taste, because we are just normal human beings, and that's and maybe also that's why we don't explode very quickly. That's why we are also building a community slowly, because we have ideas that is not to everyone's liking, that someone will. But the thing is, we are not. We are not like Andrew Tate's guys. We just have one way of thinking. We are open to talk. We have our own opinion on things, but we are open to
Don't cover
discuss.
like Andrew Tate subjects now. It's not our vibe. But Yeah,
No, but
and
I'm joking about this because we were watching this series that was very on trend, Adolescence, which is an amazing 4 episode on Netflix, I think, series. And there's this incel vibe, and they are talking a bit about this because there's this young guy that did something terrible and he was a bit influenced by this. And we often have, because it's a lot about masculinity also, what we are talking about, and we are men, we are, and in a certain way, we also have some traditional things that are not only on the clothing, but also in our way of thinking and our way of behaving in life. And I think that masculinity is a lot questioned. And I'm super impatient to have those women that are working in the menswear to have their opinion about this, because a lot of times they like also a certain tradition in men.
Some certain, but I don't think that. Yeah, like sometimes people think that being a man is just to go to work, just not to be I don't know, loving and caring, and you cannot have issues. You need to be tough. You cannot talk about emotions. You cannot put too much time spending on your looks, on your outfits. And now we are talking about shoes. We are talking about clothes. So maybe somebody would say that it's unmanly.
Yeah, but because we are talking a lot about the way society projects on women the way they should be, which is true, but people should realize that society does that for everyone. They project on everyone how they should be. They project a lot on men how they should be, and it's not because it's coming a lot from men that we are not also putting. I mean, men are not brothers to other men by default, and there's a lot about this sisterhood that is very fake in my opinion, but this sisterhood in between women and females should like look after another. First of all, I think it's a lot of fakeness in this thing. It's not really relevant to the reality of life because it doesn't work like this in life. You are not just a group. Women are not just connected by default, like men have never been connected by default. So the toll that is put on women is also put on men. There's a lot of things that are put onto us. You need to be like this, you need to do like that, and if you don't do it, then you will have some pressure. If you don't have
it's like with trends, maybe, because we were talking about trends, and there are not, I don't think there are actually some trends, spring, summer.
No, I know, to go back on this, I don't feel that there is any special trends. It's maybe the death of trends, and that's a good thing then.
I would like to maybe summarize that, maybe from the bottom, shoes.
Yeah.
More loafers, more relaxed shoes, no laced shoes, no heavy shoes.
Yeah, just comfort, but
deck shoes, boat shoes,
exactly.
loafers, Belgians, not necessarily. Not necessarily fisherman sandals, not necessarily Goodyear welted shoes even. Like maybe even
but
Blake,
also we
lighter.
learn about this along the time that, I mean, if the shoes are good, they are just good, and it doesn't really matter the way they are welted. Then if it's a Blake or if it's a Blake can be very good if you want also something a bit less chunky. Goodyear, Norwegian welted, those things, they matter a bit on the margin. It was like when we were at school, when we had those video games. Oh, your PlayStation or your Xbox, and all the rest is trash. But now we are like, we want everything,
Okay, so we covered shoes and then socks. I think that we wear more often socks that we wear those no-show socks.
Yeah, exactly. Because also, if you wear blends with linen, you can have shoes that are super comfortable, super breathable, and that also keeps you cool. So because I would say it's quite nice.
It was, the trend that the trousers were a bit slimmer, a bit shorter, and you showed your ankle without a sock. Right now, I feel like I prefer longer trousers with a.
Then it doesn't make sense not to have socks.
With a break, even full break.
It's
and back. Wider, that even cover the shoe.
Yeah.
Why wider trousers?
That's
And
fair
then-
enough. Yeah, the trend is less short now.
Yes.
It's a bit more. It's a bit more classic to have
Yeah.
like a mild break, and then it doesn't really make sense not to have socks. It feels like you forgot your socks then.
Yeah, and then you don't even see the ankles. But then, okay, we don't wear braces, suspenders anymore so often. Okay, if you wear a tuxedo or a formal suit, it's still the clean look without the
Yeah.
belt. You
But
can have side adjusters as well. Braces, suspenders, they are more comfortable in formal occasions.
I quite
but
like them. Yeah.
you wear.
Yeah, I
still.
wear braces every time I can.
But
It's very
I
nice.
feel like the trend is that we wear less suspenders.
Yeah, probably. But I mean, I don't understand really how it's supposed to be a trend because no one is supposed to see it. It's a bit.
Yeah, you
it's
still
hidden.
see the suspenders.
Yeah, you can see them, but I wouldn't wear them as a trend. I wear them because it's just comfortable. It
But
keeps my.
you don't wear suspenders when you don't wear a jacket.
No, exactly, because then it's wet.
Then it's weird, and it's like 2017 PT Uomo.
Oh, really? They were doing this.
No, I've done this. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like- it
you
was
need
a
to
gadget.
explain to yourself in front of all the people.
It was like come here in front of the class like ask Oki. Yeah. Okay, he wears suspenders, but I mean the belt. I like the look of the belt because it's a nice accessory.
Yeah,
When
but
you
also
have-
you are wearing belts with this Hollywood cut, so
Yeah.
then it looks cool.
Yeah.
I would say that still, for me, it's still nice to avoid wearing belts when you can, but when you have a very specific idea, then it can be cool to wear a belt to match it with your shoe. Or,
It's like a simple suit, simple shirt, and the belt makes the statement.
it
creates
gives
the
this
look.
60s vibe that is quite cool.
And then shirts, more Western workwear shirts with pockets,
Yeah, I just love
long
Western
collars.
shirts. I would wear Western shirt pretty much all the time, even with suit if I could.
Yeah, Scolare, yeah.
Yeah. I would wear Scolare Western shirt more.
Yeah,
if
just
I could.
guys, you need to buy more Scolare shirts so I can give one to Jordan.
Please, guys, I need Western shirt. What are you waiting for?
Yeah.
No, but yeah, no, Western shirt. It's something that I really like because it's super easy to dress down, and it even works with the suit actually. So it's quite cool.
But how about the jackets? People are saying that double-breasted jackets are coming back, but they were never gone.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was.
So
they were
I
never
don't think
gone.
that there's like some kind of trends. Maybe trend. Still wide lapels.
Yeah,
Maybe,
but they are not wide. They are just proportionate.
Yeah, maybe not peak lapel that often, like a single-breasted. Maybe notch lapel, maybe less like lower.
Yeah.
Notch lapel, that's a trend also.
With the lower
a bit
gauge,
of a retro look.
Yeah, exactly. I would say that the double-breasted, first of all, was always there, and it's always coming back or back and forth. So it's never gonna be out of trend to wear double-breasted. And what is very nice is that it can look quite formal, or at least dressed up and very nice, and it can also look very informal if you open it.
Yeah, we tend to open it because actually the rule is that you shouldn't open the double-breasted jacket.
Yeah.
But we tend to open it right now, and
Especially
we
Italian
also the trend is like 6 buttons, and you just close button one. Or maybe 4 buttons, you button one.
You button the lower one. And
that it's bigger opening, so you can show the shirt, you can show the tie. It's more retro.
Yeah.
I feel also like you feel less formal.
Yeah.
It's more comfortable because you're not so like closed here, and it's more breathable because guys, when you have a double-breasted jacket, you have double the fabric here, so it's not that breathable.
There's I'm going a bit more towards also unconstructed construction or with light canvassing. I think doesn't really matter what's the circumstance.
No lining.
It's just, yeah, exactly. It's just more comfortable. Yeah, people also are a bit afraid to unline the jacket because they think it doesn't look as neat. But I mean, who cares? No one is going to see inside the jacket.
When I ordered the Western suit, I needed to have a lining, full lining, because of the Western yoke. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So it wouldn't be that clean.
But if it's not in a specific situation, I would say that any jacket that will be worn towards spring or summer needs to be lined.
Maybe more formal looks would be better with lining because it will sit on your body better.
Yeah,
cleaner.
Yeah, but depends also on the fabrics because certain fabrics they have a nice. I mean, high twisted wool. You take some fresco, it's gonna lie in a nice way by default.
But fresco should be breathable, so no lining then. Okay, then going up, ties. We still wear ties, more like lighter ties, vintage fabrics.
Yeah, and I have the feeling. So yeah, I like to wear ties sometimes, and I like to wear them as simple as possible, and also the knot as simple as possible. I would say it's always gonna look nice. But we also the bandana.
You mean the neckerchief, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. I have never really liked wearing it like the proper way, so to speak. Me, I've always been wearing it like those Japanese guys that are working in kitchen are wearing it. So they are wearing it open, and it's tucked inside their t-shirt. And it's something that I took from them, and I think it's just more comfortable, and it looks a bit less precious because I feel it's a bit more, I don't know, a bit more tight, or I don't. For me, it wouldn't work so much on me to.
You need to show me. I don't know how it.
It's basically I just put it in the back of the collar like this, and I don't really close in a knot the hanging parts. I just tuck them inside my t-shirt or
but not like a Western sign like the triangle is here, not this.
No, nothing
because,
is
like back in the days it was just not I don't know, like when you put a bandana on a dog, for example.
Yeah, exactly, on the back, and it's like No, not like this. No, I just wear them open because for me it's also functional. I make this so I doesn't sweat on the collar of my t-shirt and on my. So for me, I only keep most of the time I keep the things because they are functional.
But with ties, I think that there are more vintage fabrics, that some companies are looking for vintage fabrics in their like basements. And you know what it's with vintage silk? It's just thinner, but because silk was so expensive that it was made much thinner. So those ties, they are just so smooth, and they are just, it's like a tissue. And like modern silk is very thick. Because silk now is not that expensive like it was. It was just luxury.
That's then. True. I stole like 20 years ago my father's tie, and it was the tie from his own grandfather, and it was. I don't know. I was blown away by the way I was wearing it and the way the fabric was hanging on me, and I could never find anything like it. It's just different.
It's a trend. There are a lot of like Marinella, for example. I own wait a minute. The brand from Napoli. I don't remember right now. I'm so bad with names. I own some vintage ties. They are just so smooth and soft.
No, it's a special thing. So I would say, but me, I like to wear those kind of things because also they are, when they are simple and they make sense. I would say it makes a little less sense to wear a tie towards summer because it's a bit warm. It keeps you warm. But it looks neat and cool. So I would just wear it for the fun and because it looks cool. And I will wear some in PT because it looks cool. But during winters, like I said, I think it keeps my neck warmer. So I like it for that.
Yeah, you don't open the shirt.
The
that
shirt,
often.
exactly.
You wear a turtleneck or just closed shirt with a tie, because closed shirt without a tie is just like a psychopath vibe.
And
or like a UPS delivery guy or something.
I used to wear Fred Perry polo, clothes all the way up, and then people thought I was a fascist, so I had to stop.
Yeah, I wore like a golf polo shirt yesterday on the shooting, and with closed buttons, and then to cover your head, baseball caps. It's a great merch for a lot of brands. For us, even with Suit Yourself baseball caps.
Yeah, exactly. I think that they look neat. I like when they are quite round, because I have a small round head and they are like going down on the face. At some point, I wanted to wear those redneck ones, like the one that are half open, the trucker.
Yeah, trucker baseball cap. They are special. They are very high.
Yeah.
I had it. I think it was the same year when I wore those like Puma, sneakers we were talking about, and their name is Speed Cat.
Oh, okay.
Not Fast Cat, Speed Cat.
Now, me, it was also because when I was doing motorcycle, it was like a bit the trend in the motorcycle era.
That you have
aesthetic.
a baseball cap and put, like, why? You have a helmet.
The trucker ones, the one that are open, because it's the American vibe that it gives. But also...
Wait a minute, so you wear a helmet on a baseball cap?
No, it's mean outside. When you are not wearing the cap, you are then wear the helmet, you are wearing the cap. But also I have had the tendency to wear them reverse, because they look better on me reverse. Just it's the shape of my head, so it's not that I'm trying to look like a cool kid. It's just that it looks better.
Hello, fellow kids.
Exactly. Yeah. Otherwise, I just look.
How you doing, fellow kids, or how it was? Yeah.
I don't remember exactly the meme, but yeah, exactly.
So those are the trends.
Yeah.
No trends. Colors. Yeah, we have some colors.
Yeah.
We don't have... I think we have like colors like green still, like maybe... And they are not so fully...
but like always, I would say
like
also...
Like toned down, I think.
But the trend is like...
we lost the...
Everything is falling apart, guys.
Yeah, it's just the sign that we need to...
Yeah, to wrap
finish.
up. No, but I would say it's like this. The trend maybe is to be closer to yourself and to wear things that you just look good with. I would say I'm going towards darker shades this summer because it just looks better on me. So be yourself, because it's always what we've been talking about in this podcast.
Be yourself, because everyone else is already taken.
Exactly. Good one.
Yeah.
Be yourself, because you are the person you're gonna live with the rest of your life. Well, that was very...
Yes.
That sound dark.
Yes, and guys, see you at PT in Florence also.
Yeah, getting super pumped up.
We are just regular people. We are also shy sometimes, so approach us.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
See you there, and see you then, guys.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Ciao.